Hello, hello, YouTube! Welcome back to Crips the Corn, the YouTube page. We're still going to keep doing this book series because it's working out pretty good for me not having to write scripts.
If you guys are liking it, yeah.
Yeah, let us know. There's been comments on each video, and I think people are enjoying it. The belt of the belt of bare arms. Justin Lamb got a laugh at that last week.
Oh yeah.
The Gumbaroo. This week we're going back to Adam Benedicts' book Monsters in Print, and we have two stories we're going to do out of this. We have not read them. We just read the titles.
Right.
So we'll just go with it. I think our best YouTube video is probably the one where they beat that sloth to death.
That was a good one.
Because it's just a big guy who realized he beat a sloth to death with a shovel.
Yeah, and they covered it up. Oh, no, it's an alien, guys.
Yeah.
It's an alien.
All right, so real quick, Patreon we have it, Facebook we have it, Instagram we have it.
Podcast catcher apps, we have it.
Mm-hmm. The live show. We're doing a live show with Hillbilly Horror Stories, April 22nd at the Post-Town Elementary, Middletown, Ohio. It'll be 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I keep wanting to say a.m. because we'll probably hang out with you guys after till 10 a.m.
Yeah, so if you want to come see us, tickets are available where?
I'll try, if I remember, I'll put the link down below in the description. Okay. But if not, you can go to Facebook or you can go to YouTube. It's attached everywhere.
Okay, just find us.
Find us.
If you want it, get it.
Christmas presents. Perfect. Buy somebody like 30 of them.
Yeah. Well, they'd love it.
I would love it. I would love it.
If you got 30 tickets?
If somebody bought 30 tickets. I'll just give them away at that point.
Well, yeah, you would, actually. All right. We're going to get started?
Yep, go ahead.
Is that everything?
Yep, I think so.
All right, so Monsters in Print, the first story we're going to cover. Oh, are we supposed to be talking to these or no?
No, I don't have it hooked up right now.
Okay. A Roaring Whale is the title. From the Anaconda Standard, December 3rd, 1895, Montana.
That is a hell of a newspaper.
The Anaconda Standard. That's pretty good.
I don't know what Anaconda standards... I don't know what standard Anacondas are being held up to. Mm-hmm. But probably a pretty high one. Being the king of snakes.
Well, that's what I was saying. Maybe they're stealing that. The king of snakes, the biggest snake, the biggest, bestest newspaper. That's probably what they're going for.
There we go. But I'm going to come up with the Titanoboa standard.
Yeah. That'll go over well. That'll be our newsletter.
We got to do an episode of giant snakes.
Yeah?
There's that one all those conquistadors claimed to kill. It was like 5 tons.
Conquistador? Oh, down in Florida?
Further south.
Okay.
Go on.
I thought there was... Okay.
So it's called what?
A Roaring Whale. And then the subheading, which, according to reports, stood on its head and waved its tail in the air. Stood on its head.
An interesting idea.
So, from the Portland Press. No, said Captain J.A. Crossman of South Portland last evening. We didn't encounter a sea serpent, but we had a strange experience with a whale. And I don't believe anybody ever had the like before. I've been at sea, man and boy, since I was 9 years old, but I never saw the like of the whale we encountered. I never saw a whale before that didn't blow, but the one we met didn't, and it did give me a roar that was awful. Ooh, so a whale that doesn't have a blowhole?
Well, so immediately when whales break the surface, to go...
Yeah.
So it didn't do that.
Okay. It sounded like the lions in Central Park, New York, said Miss Houston, who was one of the party that had the strange encounter. It certainly was more like the roar of a lion than anything else I can think of, said Captain Crossman. The schooner Grace Webster, Captain Crossman... Grace Webster was the name of the boat.
Yep.
Okay. I'm stupid, by the way. Captain Crossman was on her way from New York to Portland with 414 tons of coal. Besides the captain and crew, Mrs. Crossman, her daughter, and Miss Houston were on board. The schooner was about 10 miles off Wood Island and making a good headway under full sail. The mate, Merrill Crossman, at the wheel, when there was a sudden commotion ahead, and then a great head shot up into the air and was on a level with the deck. That sounds like right out of a movie or something.
So say that again. A great head.
A great head shot up into the air and was on a level with the deck. So this is
like spy hopping. So like whales do this where they'll come up and like orcas do it to hunt, but humpbacks and other baleen whales have been observed to like come up out of the water just to kind of see what's going on.
Like a periscope.
Yeah, it's called spy hopping for cetaceans.
Oh, it's cetaceans?
Cetacean station.
I don't know what that means.
Whales and dolphins are cetaceans.
Oh, okay, okay, there you go.
Cetacean station.
So a little biology fact there.
Do you ever see? So, the side note. Did you ever see that like crab or that lobster meme? I'm sure you guys at home have. So it's a lobster that's like a butler that's holding a plate, but this lady in her dorm had it holding like tampons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And her roommate's like, "Well, what the hell is this thing?" And she's like, "It's a crustacean menstruation station."
Oh my gosh.
And I like that is great.
Too many Asian words.
Yeah, it's like a little lobster holding up a plate full of tampons dressed as a butler.
All she needed behind him was. Oh, never mind. I was gonna do a wrestling.
I was like, can you think of any other?
Yeah, Bradshaw and Farouk stand behind him, and it'd be the Nation of Domination Crustacean Menstruation Station. Now that is a reference for like 3 people that would get it.
Continue. Sorry. So the whale was spy hopping.
Okay, the cetacean was.
Like I said, the whale.
I'm using my new words, okay? One of the crew first sighted the strange creature. Okay, I didn't read this. And called Captain Crossman. And in the moment, all on board, but the man at the wheel, were looking at the strange sight. They saw before them an enormous head, one mass of great bunches, through which the wicked-looking eyes of the creature gleamed. They expected the whale, if such, would blow, but it didn't, then or after. Once a narrow head of what looked like steam shot up, but not a drop of water was sent into the air. As they looked at the creature, it roared savagely, and then drew close up to the side of the schooner, giving them ample time to observe the head. And all agree that it was very bored.
Broad?
No, it says bored. Maybe it's a typo. That it tapered almost to a point, and that it was not very thick through the thickest part. The creature was about 75 to 80 feet in length, and had a very broad tail, very different from that of an ordinary whale. In fact, at the time, there were 3 or 4 whales in sight, and they had no difficulty in noting the points of difference between them and the stranger.
I wonder if this is the 84 whale.
The 84-foot whale?
84 hertz.
Hertz. Oh, the loneliest whale?
Yeah.
Any other big fish, I guess?
Yeah, we'll get into what it could be.
Okay.
But I got some ideas.
The great creature went down head first, and then made a series of attempts to strike the side of the schooner with its tail. It did not succeed and swam around them, roaring loudly in evident anger. Then it came down and under the schooner. Captain Crossman, who had watched for this moment, gave orders to be ready to lower the boat, fearing that the whale might come up under them and break them in two. It was very fortunate that they were not forced to lower their boat, as it proved later to be leaking. And, the lifeboat.
Yeah, the lifeboat had a hole in it.
It would not have carried them half their number safely to land. For more than an hour, the whale continued his remarkable acrobatic performance, standing on its head with its tail waving in the air most of the time. It seemed bent on hitting the schooner, and it took the best of good seamanship to prevent the encounter.
So I think it's like flipping. It's not like
actually standing on its head. It's like coming up and then
like flipping backwards.
Or let me go this way. It's
coming up and pivoting on top of its nose, basically. Yeah. It's coming out and slamming. It's trying to slam its tail down.
Almost like Shamu at SeaWorld?
Yeah, kind of like the orca would do the backflip. I've seen humpbacks almost do a complete flip, but not quite.
So maybe it was a trained sea animal that was just trying to splash the front row in the splash zone.
I doubt it. What year was this?
It did say 1895. Off the coast of Portland, but a Montana newspaper. Let's see here. Where was I at?
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to find my.
I got some ideas. The strangest thing, believe it or not, in this story so far, is that there are other whales nearby.
That is weird, right?
But I kind of have a thought with it, but continue.
Ooh, I just had a thought too.
Okay.
But let's see if it's the same. At last, the whale seemed to get tired of what had been fun at first, and it headed for the westward. Captain Crossman is of the opinion that this strange whale must have been mistaken for a sea serpent, not once, but many times. Seen but a short distance off the head would look more like that of a great serpent than that of a whale. The creature, while making its long and repeated attempts to hit the schooner, continued its roaring when above water. Excuse me. It would scrape against the sides of the schooner and then it would draw off, seeming to be calculating the distance and then strike. The schooner was kept off at the right moment, and the creature missed the vessel every time. It was an odd experience. For a time, there was something resembling a panic, the women being badly frightened. Miss Houston said last evening that the sight of the great mass standing almost upright in mid-ocean was something not to be forgotten. Captain Crossman is uncertain whether the whale is a natural fighter or whether it was frightened when it came up out of the water, and as a result of its confusion, made the repeated attempts it did to sink the schooner. One of the crew hit it with a bolt. I don't know what that means. And many times Captain Crossman said he would have hit it with a board from the deck. He did not venture to do anything to still further arouse its anger, so let it go in peace.
So immediately with the other whales in the area, so they're so what the head I'm getting is more like out of like a monitor lizard or like a prehistoric whale, like a belismasaur, very flat, broad head that tapers to a point, very narrow, almost like a crocodile.
Okay.
But belismasaurs, which are the early relatives of whales, had that kind of head. If you looked at them, you would have thought they were a smooth crocodile.
Okay.
But they were whales.
So I could see that being compared to a serpent too.
Yeah, and
like,
they were very
confused.
elongated.
Yeah.
They weren't like our big chunky whales of the day.
Now, what were the tails like though? Or was it a tail like an alligator, or was
So
it like
they had both. They had like the big flat crocodile tail, but then they had a fluke too.
which is the horizontal piece
Yeah.
at the end?
Yeah. So I could have seen mosasaur is another one that came to mind. Very mosasaur like.
Yeah.
So why was it doing all these flips and stuff when there was other whales around and stuff? Oh, so why weren't? What I kind of got the vibes of is this creature was hunting that pod of whales,
Oh, okay.
took the ship as another predator that was after the same prey,
Oh, and tried to like.
and this is defense thing. Like, yeah, hey, no, this is my food. This is my food.
Yeah.
Because never
Like,
really
get away, get away.
Like a defense display,
Yeah.
a territorial display.
Like a tough guy.
Yeah.
Flex.
Which-
I was thinking the other thing. What if the whales were hunting it and like chased it to the surface?
Also a trunco kind of thing.
Yeah, and then it just like was flailing up there like another it got cornered by these whales and then the ship, and it's like, well, I'll just try to scare off the ship. 'Cause I'm not going back that way.
Mm-hmm. I guess it depends on what the other whales were.
Right? Yeah. Were
They're
they
orcas?
or?
If they're humpbacks, they're not hunting anything.
Right. Yeah. Blue whale.
They're not doing nothing.
Exactly. Interesting.
I showed you that video of that blue whale checking out that diver, right?
You told me about it.
That was way good. I don't know. It's just, but anyways, I'm going. I don't know. A real primitive species of whale, maybe that's more likely than like a mosasaur, but they could have that very similar look. They looked like the early whales really looked more like a crocodilian. Very, very long, flat, broad heads, very thin heads, a lot of big teeth. They mostly swam by flipper. The flipping thing is, I think either a defensive posture, like you're saying, like it's scared, so it's acting tough,
Yeah.
or a threat display, like here's how big and bad I am.
Yeah. It could be.
These are
both.
my prey.
I wonder what it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about ancient creatures or anything like that, especially in the water.
I mean, there's a lot of animals that fit this description from all over time.
Okay.
It's a very convergent evolution, very similar body plan.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to if you believe that mosasaurs survived the dinosaur mass extinction, mosasaurs aren't dinosaurs around the same time. If you want to say, yeah, more closely related to monitor lizards and monitor snakes.
Okay.
So if you want to say, yeah, it's a mosasaur, You've done that every week.
My keys fell out of my pocket.
You want to say it's a Moser story? Yeah, go ahead. You want to say it's a policeman story? Yeah, sure. So, what do you think it's real?
Yeah, I do.
I'll go. It's real.
I don't think it was just like a random story. These people would tell. But the roaring.
So yeah, that's not a whale trait. At least not a modern cetacean trait. Most of their vocal range is way too high or way too low for us to hear. So that maybe policeman stories. I don't know if they may have a much more primitive vocal box, so they were just raw. That just loud mammalian noise.
Are Belismasaurs whales?
Yes, early whales.
Do they have blowholes?
I think a lot of species did, and they've seen steam once. I'm not too caught up on the blowhole thing.
Gotcha. It's more that it was roaring and not
Yeah.
being whatever you want to call that. Hopefully I can hear that.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's real.
We got time for one more quick story.
Okay.
This one a short one?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, this is called Scared by a Phantom Goat.
A phantom goat.
This one's also Montana. What are the odds? The Nyhard Herald, July 18th, 1896. So 1 year later.
Oh, is this the same cryptid?
I don't think so.
Oh, just checking.
So the subheading is Strange Sights in Mississippi in and out of Bach beer season. So this has happened in Mississippi. All right. 3 miles west of New Albany, the Rocky Ford Road crosses a creek, which was originally named Big Creek, but was more appropriately named Hell Creek.
You know what a big creek is, right?
What?
A river.
Well, yeah, a little bit. There must be a certain, threshold before it becomes creek to river.
Oh, you don't think I know what that is?
I'm sure you do.
It's 50 miles.
Length?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, yeah, what else would it be? Gallons per minute?
50 miles tall.
Yeah, see? It could be.
There's no rivers.
And a diagonal. I don't know. All right.
Length. Yes, length.
But was more appropriately named Hell Creek by the persons who have been compelled to cross the adjacent bottom in recent years. Just beyond this is another little run called Mud Creek, which stream is grown up with thicket and heavy underbrush. And on cloudy nights, the blackness that surrounds the travelers could be sliced into chunks and sold for ink. The bottom or lowlands adjacent to the stream.
They had such a colorful way of talking.
I know, right? I liked it, though.
You could cut up the blackness. It was so dark, you cut up the black itself for ink.
That's very creative writing.
Like pea soup.
They don't do that anymore. The bottom or lowlands adjacent to the stream is of unusual width for one so small, and at best is exceedingly uninviting. Some years ago, a gentleman passing through the bottom at night was almost thrown by his horse, shying to one side, and when he looked ahead, was confronted by a monster goat of white color, rearing upon its hind feet, as if to annihilate the animal and rider. One look was sufficient, and, making the sudden turn, he galloped out of the bottom at the risk of his life, swearing that he would drink no more New Albany Blind Tiger liquor.
Blind tiger liquor.
That's pretty awesome. We need to get some of that.
If you can blind a tiger, we wouldn't survive old school liquor. You know that, right?
Really?
We wouldn't survive old school liquor.
Even worse than today?
It was like methanol.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Not wishing to put himself up as a target for the jeers of the public, he held his counsel and heard or he held his counsel and heard or saw nothing more of the apparition for some time. About a year later, his goat ship was again on the warpath and confronted a gentleman of known sobriety who, not daunted, urged his animal forward despite the warlike attitude of the ghostly visitor. The goat kept in the middle of the road, and when the small bridge was reached, disappeared as mysteriously as he appeared. The gentleman related his experience, which became noised abroad, and gave courage to the man who first sighted the vapory animal to relate his experience. And the two coincided so well that people began to give them credit for having seen something to disturb their peace of mind. The story was given enough credence to cause an uneasy feeling to enter the mind of the traveler who crossed the bottom at night, and caused a chill to ramble up and down the spinal column, as he passed the spot where the ghost had been seen. Last year, Mr. and it's blank, so it's a no name, who is not a believer in things uncanny at all and has a supreme contempt for a man who has seen spooks, had been beyond the creek harvesting hay and was detained until after nightfall on his return home. The night was intensely dark, and a slight rain was falling. As he drove through the impenetrable gloom, trusting to the instinct of the mules that drew the rake, which he was astride to find the road, the misty and uncertain form of the giant goat suddenly appeared in the road ahead of him. The mules reared and plunged, very nearly upsetting the rake. Leaping to the ground, he grasped the bits and was gratified to see the phantom recede as the team moved forward. The mules, trembling in every nerve, carried him along, and when the bridge was reached, he disappeared as on former occasions, much to the relief of the gentleman who did not believe in spirits and unnatural apparitions. Since that time, a number of thoroughly reliable witnesses have been placed in position to vouch for the truthfulness of the existence of the phantom goat. Persons who travel that road to and from town make their arrangements to pass that spot before nightfall, and very few have the temerity to invade the territory of the goat ship after the darkness has fallen.
Dun dun dun.
So a ghost goat.
Well, white goat that disappears that rises up on its hind legs. Sounds like the white thing.
Kind of does, yeah.
Some of the white things were the goat men. The goat men.
Oh, okay. So this could be a white thing sighting in Mississippi?
Yeah. Oh, so Alabama white thing.
Alabama, man.
No, I don't know. I think I got goat man vibes.
I can see that, yeah.
Because they were just like, that was a really big goat that stood up on its hind legs and gave me the middle finger.
Yeah, true. It is always rearing back, ain't it?
So I don't know.
It is like a goat man standing up, I guess, kind of.
Is it? Is it a goat man, Jay?
I mean, it sounds like it, but they didn't say man. It always was just straight goat.
Well, you gonna tell anybody you've seen a goat man, or you just gonna tell everybody you've seen a big goat?
Well, a lot of people, finally came out and started relaying their experiences. You'd think one of them would mention man, and that would make the rest of them be like, yeah, I saw that too.
No, they're probably like, yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, I just had tiger liquor.
Blind tiger liquor.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a thing.
I didn't see a goat man. It was the blind tiger liquor.
Now that's probably factual.
Might be. So what I'm getting from this story is that we need to find blind tiger liquor.
Anybody out there, if you know where we can find blind tiger liquor, please send it to the P.O. Box.
Yeah.
We already got liquor coming from Australia.
Mm-hmm. Sailor Jerry.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Sailor Jerry. You guys said that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
He just said Australian rum. We need blind tiger liquor.
Long story short.
We could go to a conference and fill up a fish tank with blind tiger liquor and put the mini cryptid figures in it and have to bob for cryptids.
Oh, there you go.
You get to catch whatever one you keep.
You would dunk your head in there, I know for sure.
I wouldn't come back up.
I know you wouldn't until the tank was empty.
Blind tiger liquor. It sounds like it's 210 proof.
Yeah, I don't even want to read any more of this. I just want to talk about blind tiger liquor.
Blind tiger liquor. I don't know. You talk for a second. I'm going to look up blind tiger liquor.
Okay.
I wonder if you can still actually get it.
You think it's just like an old, something they made in their still, and that's just like a local name for it? Because it is, I don't know Mississippi culture or folklore or history at all, but I would imagine there would be some, local stills in your backyard being made. But I guess that's more West Virginia, though. I don't know. I really don't know, but I want blind tiger liquor.
So there's lawsuits at blind tiger liquor right now.
Ooh.
Or kind of, I don't know
Right
how old
now?
this. Yeah, right. September 1st, 2022.
Oh, current.
Where they got their alcohol permit stripped from them. And they're trying to fight to get it back.
Oh, now we really need blind tiger liquor.
Where's this
I
at?
don't understand. They got the people who produce it?
Yeah.
Or is
Yeah.
it like a bar? The Blind Tiger got their their license removed.
I think it's a brewery.
That makes more sense.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay. Well, we need that Mississippi 1890s Blind Tiger liquor. I wonder where you can get that. Or the origin stories of that. That sounds like a cryptid in itself.
We need Blind Tiger liquor.
Yeah. So yeah, this one ain't really a cryptid, but it's like a ghost.
I don't know. I guess it could be, could not be. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's a cryptid? What's not a cryptid?
True.
You're a cryptid.
But it sounds definitely more ghostly
It
apparition.
does sound like an apparition.
Not like a creature or
Yeah.
an animal. I don't know.
Well, I think that's been it for Justin and Jay's book corner this week. I'm getting better. I'm trying to look more at the camera because I know it's like directly talking to you guys to make you feel like you're being watched.
Because you always are.
Yeah.
Not by us, but by
I ain't got time for that.
somebody.
Yeah, I ain't got time to watch all you people.
You're being recorded, as we are right now.
I think we're being recorded because I hit the record button. So that's why we're being recorded.
Yeah, true.
No, thank you guys for listening this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Give us some ideas of what you want to hear on YouTube. If we maybe relatively soon, I'll have a little more time. I can start doing more like slideshowy stuff.
That'd be cool.
I used to do it. And I just can't remember what software.
Ooh, we might have a good YouTube video after April. A little bit of foreshadowing for you. He doesn't know, but he does know.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
I think we'll have a good YouTube video for them coming up after April.
All right. Guys, remember Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, live show, buy a ticket.
CryptidsOfTheCorn.com.
Yep, criptidsofthecorn.com. Bye.
Bye.